This is Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
Where's the Wicked Witch when you need her?
Oh, what a world, what a world.
Well, there she is right there. This is Wretched Radio. What a world indeed. We are living longer. That means we maybe shouldn't say till death do us part anymore when we get married, because who, after all, could possibly stay married for that long? This from the Telegraph. Increased life expectancy should mark an end till death do us part marriage vows. That's right. We need to admit that because people are living so long, couples may not want to be together for life. A leading age expert has warned. I didn't know there were such a thing. The increase in life expectancy, coupled with scientific and medical advances, could see people not dying before the age of 120 or 130. Now, because of that, this age expert says, hey, they may not be able to do it that long. It could bring challenges for marriage because partners who were previously wed for a few decades could find themselves hitched for a century. You know, like they were in Bible days, before and right after the flood, when they were married for that long, because God said so, and it doesn't matter how I feel about it. There was a report. I read an article. Have you? It's called. And then I happened to see a news report on NBC. You know that guy, he's got kind of the long face, and I can say that because I have a long face. If I didn't have a long face, I couldn't say the guy has a long face because I'm sure that would be racist, sexist, or homophobic or something.
Some sort of something.
Yeah, but he's
hippophobic.
What-ophobic?
Hippophobic.
Horses? I'm afraid of
Why the long face?
Very good, Joseph. Very fine. Bringing in a little.
Played.
Well, what would that be? A little Greek
Latin?
there, wouldn't it? No,
Greek, yeah.
hippopotamus would be Greek, right? River horse. Exactly. So this guy, he's got kind of that horse face. Well, that's what Joey just said. Why did you call him a horse face? No, I did it perfectly nice, but you come along with your Presbyterian Greek business and call the man a horse face.
I can't help that I'm good looking.
Talking about a technology that, wow, it could do some great stuff. It could cure diseases. But this woman that was being interviewed, it was the same headline that I read, that we can now control evolution. Well, along with building a Tower of Babel, we're going to now control evolution by being able to fidget around with the genes, get rid of anything bad, and just make us, supermen and women, because we can control evolution. That's kind of a secular way of saying we can play God. Now, if it is positive, we can say, have at it. Cure diseases. Once it starts getting into the realm of we are going to exterminate, abort a child because they don't have the right DNA and we'll fix it for the next one, then we're starting to get into some really tricky areas. When we start talking about genetic modification, I smell eugenics. In case you think that theory has disappeared, because we're so much smarter in the 21st century than we were even into the 20th century. Do you know that there was a eugenics program, I believe in South or North Carolina till the 70s? They were still sterilizing people, the government, into the 70s. Besides, eugenics is alive and well these days with the neonatal testing to kill Down syndrome children who are happier than the average human being, by the way. Abortion, what is that? That's nothing but eugenics. And this, to me, smells like eugenics. Get ready. It's a brave new world out there. However, you know what? It's a brave new world. But there was a little bit of a horse race. Wow, we're back to the hippopotamus and the reporter from NBC. Yeah. A bit of a horse race. There were two futurists. Orwell taught that there's going to be a brave new world, and he said that was it Huxley? No.
Huxley wrote Brave New World. Orwell wrote
1984. Sorry. But Huxley, nevertheless, he was afraid of Big Brother, that we would be controlled by an authority. Huxley said, actually, we're going to be controlled by our pleasures. I have a tendency to think Huxley was probably a little bit closer, although I suppose it could be both. If Hillary had won. Sorry. Back to our Wicked Witch world. And Joey, if you'd be so kind not to call anybody names in the future, that would be nice. Minnesota mom loses court.
Todd.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have called you by your name.
You know what? Today, I identify as Jackie Gleason. So if you would, just call me Jackie Gleason, if you would.
To the moon,
Todd.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to send a strongly worded letter to somebody. If you will not identify. I was thinking about this identification business and the pronoun thing, what we see going on in Canada, the legislation that passed that said you have to use the pronoun that somebody wants based on the pronoun that they identify with. So it's Zed and Zer and that stuff. Well, why not more? Why not Zip? I want to be known as a Zip. I take that back. Today, I want to be a Ha! And I want you to say it like that, too, because if you don't say Ha! when you're talking about me. So, for instance, you would say, Jackie, do you... No, sorry, let me do that again. Jackie, do Ha! want to go to the store? And if you don't say it like that, then you're breaking the law because I need to be identified. Where does this end? Do words have no meanings? Oh, wait. We are living in a postmodern world, and we're all becoming postmodern Ha's. A Minnesota mom, can we still call them moms, loses court battle against government agency giving son hormone treatment to become a girl. That's nice. Federal judge dismissed the lawsuit filed by a Minnesota mom against her teenager child, along with school officials and healthcare providers, on the grounds that they violated her parental rights by treating her son with a hormone therapy to transition into a girl, even though he hadn't been granted court approval to be legally emancipated from his parents. I don't think he even had his driver's license either. But hey, these days, it's a brave, new Orwellian, Huxley-ish like Big Brother kind of world. Oh, this is one.
Sad?
This one. I will let you render a verdict on this one, and then for whatever it's worth, slightly less than 2 cents. I'll tell you what I think. Maybe you heard this story. Tony, you might have reported on this. Supreme Court declines petition of Marine convicted for keeping Bible verse on desk. This is one of those big brouhaha. Did you talk about this story?
Just a
little bit. All right.
Outcome,
who claims she was unfairly convicted of at a court martial and discharged from the Marines after she refused to remove cutouts of a paraphrased Bible verse from her workstation. All right, Tony, what was your little Tony-esque comment?
Didn't actually have one on that.
All right, then what do you think about?
I can argue that one either way.
See, I thought so too. It seems to me that the military, yes, it's the government, but it's still her employer, correct? So if that's the boss and the boss says we don't want those verses up there in our work environment, shouldn't they be allowed to do that? Having said that, we are the government. And I think every Christian needs to determine if they want to fight this type of battle or not. But I agree with...
Deep breath.
Hold on. That one kind of stung
Got a
a little.
brown paper bag somewhere.
I agree with...
Come on.
I agree with Tony on. I could argue this one either way. Of course, I suspect we're probably somebody somewhere is boycotting the Marines for that kind of a decision. Hey, this is some big news in Ireland. Leo Varadkar. He is the son of an Indian immigrant. He's going to be the next Irish prime minister. Oh,
really?
Did I mention that Leo is gay? That's right. By the way, speaking of in Ireland, it's number 8. I don't know what they call it. Their constitution, their law, their Bill of Rights number 8, which makes abortion illegal. It's going to a vote to determine if they're going to remove that. Oh, Ireland. What's going on with Ireland? What's happening there? Texas lawman under fire for calling abortion a greater cruelty than animal abuse. Wait a second.
Oh, that'll get you in trouble.
Where's the Wicked Witch when we need... There she is. Tony Tinderholt, state representative. He's a rep from Arlington, Texas, under fire for statements he made within the past 2 years. To the point that both he and his family are receiving death threats, needing police security. The charge against him? Pro-life legislation. Because we want the right to kill, well, apparently just about everybody these days.
Anything, yeah.
I couldn't imagine anyone ever wanting to harm an animal, he said. It's absolutely disgusting to do so. However, I also, here's the part that got him into hot water. However, I also couldn't allow a more severe penalty for killing an animal than for killing a human child. How dare he insinuate that killing a child is worse than killing an animal? For that, he has received death threats. Remember, there's nothing tolerant about the tolerant left. They're exceedingly angry, and they are not going to be stopping anytime soon. You might want to read 1 Peter real quick. Until tomorrow, go serve your king.
Oh, what a world! What a world!
Thanks for listening to the Wretched segment du jour. If you'd like more Wretched, you can listen to the most current stream for free at wretched.tv/listen, or you can become a club member and listen to our entire archive. Wretched, reaching the lost, equipping the saints, and strengthening the local church.